So whenever some crazy stuff happens in America, why does it always seem like our government tries to cover it up?
When I went to the site, the FBI has got more security on that site now than they did the night that Trump was shot at. I mean, the FBI, totally late, and they're trying to control the information. Sean, they tried to kick me off of the site. They said, get out of here. You shouldn't be on the site. We don't want you here.
Get out of here?
They are trying to control the information. Here? Absolutely. They brought local cops, Sean. Get this. I'm there on site. I had permission from the local security operator to be there, and the FBI came out and said, you have got to leave. One thing is that most of the detail assigned to Trump that day and to that rally were not Secret Service, that most of them were from other federal agencies, including Homeland Security. And Sean, they weren't prepared.
Does the government not understand that we are the reason why they are there? There's no question in it. The people put the government there, and boy, was that a mistake. But it's not two separate entities. It's not this, oh, well, it's the government against the people, or it's the government against the civilians. You answer to us. You don't get to be quiet. You don't get to decide what you share with us and what you don't. And that's kind of what today's about. We have some new evidence that there was more than one shooter at the Trump rally. I swear to God, this thing never ends. And why does it never end? Because our government just can't come out and say it. They can't just come out and say, you know what, this is what happened. It's all verifiable. That's it. Instead, they want to let the American people wonder. It's a disservice to America. And everybody who's trying to cover this up, you're a traitor. One more thing before we get started. Joe Biden said, now is the time to come together. How do we come together if we don't know what happened? Think about that one, Joe. Jesus Christ, dude. So I want to give credit where credit is due because this guy did a fantastic breakdown of this. So this gentleman's name is Chris Martenson, and he is a PhD, and he did a breakdown as far as the discrepancies where the shots were. Now, I want to start by debunking things that I know are going to come from this. I know the other side are going to be like, oh, well, a lot of those shots were the Secret Service shots. Incorrect. They took one shot. Donald Trump said it during his speech. They took one shot and killed him. It wasn't several shots. One shot, confirmed kill. That was it. So everything else was the assassin shots. So let's start with this, because I know people out there are questioning the validity of this, because there have been news companies that have came out and did their fact check and say, well, it's absolutely not true. There was only one weapon and there was only one shooter. Okay, so then why did CNN post this article? The first 3 shots were consistent with alleged weapon A. The next 5 were consistent with alleged weapon B. And the final acoustic impulse was emitted by possible weapon C. Audio analysis has also confirmed that the gunman was 360 to 393 feet from the podium. So I'm just trying to figure this out. There are other news companies who are saying, no, there was only one shooter. So if there were 3 weapons, what do you think he was just switching off? Where'd they all go? I mean, when you see the aerial view of him afterwards, there was one, which means there were other shooters. Guys, one of the most important things for me is supporting businesses that support Trump, that have good values, that have good executive members that are not out donating to Democrats, and who have a really solid product. And it's one of the reasons why I have Blackout Coffee on the channel. So I do the 5-pound bags. My favorite's Brutal Awakening. Morning Reaper is a close second, and they got tons of flavored coffee. They got a bunch of merch like this shirt. So we're putting a discount code below the video right now. We've got to stick with companies who align with our own values and also have amazing products like Blackout Coffee. Now, we're going to go over a piece of audio here, and this seals it for me. That's not the same gun. Based on this, here's what I think we can conclude. 1, the dude who was on the roof, he was either a decoy, something to put all the attention on, or he was teamed up with somebody. I mean, listen to the people in the crowd. I don't know how I missed this in the beginning, but they're all talking about, well, there's a second shooter, possibly on the water tower.
Take a look at what happened.
and he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence. And we was worried about them. We couldn't call them. And so we started trying to go after them then when they finally let us up. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
I know there's a lot of video out there right now about that. I can't really see anything from it. But why would these people be sitting here saying stuff like this? I got some choice words at the end of this for the Secret Service. Let's listen to another one though.
First crack of the gunfire, and I just screamed, "It's the sniper, it's the sniper," and he was firing down toward the water tower.
That's what we're hearing.
And yeah, and then at that same exact moment, there was a spray from the right side of the stage that I thought was some type of gas. Like, or not gas, but smoke. To blind,
Sure.
You know, blind up front. And he said it was, he heard it was gunfire, didn't know hydraulic on the track. So the gunfire was coming toward the stage.
Wow.
And then a few minutes later, there was a couple more shots.
Based on all this, my opinion was that there was more than one shooter. So the question becomes, the FBI, local police, Secret Service, why are you not talking about this? Where is the answer to it? Oh, did you just forget? I mean, y'all have more information than we do. If there were 2 or more shooters at this place, wouldn't it be wise to alert the American people that it wasn't just some 20-year-old kid by himself? Wouldn't that be some important information that you just forgot to say? You know, in the beginning when this originally happened, I was honestly trying to give the Secret Service the benefit of the doubt because clearly they had a team out there who sucked. And it just seemed like it was incompetence. It just seemed like, I don't know, they trusted local police to guard those buildings and they had a bunch of agents out there who had no fucking clue what they were doing. But now, no, not at all. If you know guns, and most people on here do, if you know distances, if you know that a gun is gonna sound different from 150 yards, 300 yards, then you know that in that video, that's 2 different guns. So I got a message for everybody involved with this. We are not forgetting about this. This isn't something you're gonna sweep under the rug. This isn't something that you can make bullshit up about because America is fucking pissed about it. And we expect answers, correct answers, not, oh, well, the roof was sloped, so we couldn't send an agent up there. Not, oh, we just had local police cover all the buildings while Secret Service covered half a fucking pond. Nobody is fucking around about this. Nobody is like, oh no, it's over with, we're all good. Until we have answers, until we know exactly what happened, until the people involved are honest, have transparency, have a little integrity involved with their fucking job, then we're not letting it go, and we shouldn't. This is a direct attack on America, and more importantly, it's a direct attack on the future of America. Figure it out, and come out to the public and be honest. Enough with the games.